Hello, lovely champions. Today we're going to take a look at this article talking about housing. And this is a little sneak peek of my dragon library that I've been working very hard on. But let's just go ahead and open this article. And it says a look ahead at housing in midnight. So we're going to be talking about the housing, everything coming out in midnight. This was just published on February 24th. So it says, hello neighbors, housing early access has been out for a few months now, and we've loved seeing your creativity and builds. As a reminder, housing is an evergreen feature that we will continue to build and iterate on. So as we approach midnight, we want to discuss what we're currently working on and what you can expect to see in the months to come. It's really nice to hear them talk about housing as this evolving thing, that they're not just plopping down a housing feature and saying, there you go, have fun. They're actively working at adding things to housing, making it better, making it a feature that we want to keep in our rotation when we're playing. And I'm really excited about that. So their usual disclaimer here, we're discussing this far in advance, so we don't know when this stuff is coming, but they want our feedback early and often. This means there's plenty of time for things to change. Priorities could shift, names or aspects might change. So literally take this entire article with a grain of salt. Everything could change is basically what they're saying right here. But these are topics they have talked about before, so we know that they are wanting to bring these into the game. So they want to acknowledge there are some things we've seen come up in community conversations around housing, and they're actively working on them. So the maximum decor storage. Okay, so that is definitely something that we have been wanting. I have not maxed out my decor storage except for outdoors, because the outdoor limit is very small. Indoor limit, I'm still good to go. I still got like plenty of room for that, but it looks like they're wanting to maximize that for us. Decor storage and deletion. As you approach the maximum amount of decor storage, it can be confusing because some items don't count towards the cap, but also can't be deleted while others do count. It's not clear which is which by looking in the house chest. This makes it difficult to delete items to free up room, and players can end up soft locking themselves without much recourse. To address this, we'll be changing things to allow these items to be deleted while leaving the original as undeletable, since you can't get it again. So if you get an item through an achievement and buy too many extras, you can delete the extras without deleting the achievement item. Okay, that's nice if you decide to buy a whole bunch and you don't need them anymore and they're taking up storage room. You will now, it sounds like, be able to delete them, and then you will keep at least one of them. So you know, it's an achievement item that's hard to get back. You're set to go and you will still have it. We're aware of a bug that causes some items to slightly rotate themselves when you re-enter your home. I have not had this bug. This is caused by certain angles of rotation being saved and reloaded incorrectly. We have a fix for this, but because it touches a lot of fundamentals and decoration, we want to put it through some rigorous testing. We'll roll it out when we're confident it's safe and fixed. I have not had the rotation bug. If you have, I'd be curious about that one. Do you just walk in your house and like the items rotated backwards and you didn't do that? I don't know that. I have not had that one yet. House XP loss. There's been sporadic reports of house XP or experience loss with updates. We've added additional logging here to try and isolate what's happening, and we're working on it. But we don't have any additional updates. Okay, so if you lost some house XP, it'd be devastating if you were right at that point where you can get to the next house level and then you lost it. I would be upset. I haven't had that happen either. Lastly, we still want to increase the exterior decor limit. Let's go. We're gathering some more data here. Okay, so this is the whole exterior lighting and exterior limit thing that they've had trouble with, because as you're flying around the entire neighborhood, they have to load in each of these instances. Like each of these homes have to kind of load in and show you what the people have done. And I think it was like overloading the server or something. So it looks like they're going to be working on that. So in Midnight Alpha, they had to disable exterior lighting due to performance concerns. And so it says, we're currently working on a way to re-enable this in a way that remains performant. At the moment, this is taking the form of proximity restrictions. So two light sources outside cannot be placed too close to one another. Okay, so they're going to have a grid system basically where the item you place down is going to have a certain buffer around it where it can't be placed next to another item, like another lighting item. So that makes sense. I mean, they were having some issues with this. I think I heard somebody in alpha put out like 200 lights on their plot, and it basically broke everything. So I mean, it really does make sense. This restriction will only exist outdoors, and you'll be free to place all the lights on top of each other indoors. Okay, so it's just outdoors. Once this is implemented, we're going to run additional performance tests to see how exterior lights affect performance. So this may be something that they roll out. We put our lights outside, it breaks everything, and they have to roll it back. So it sounds like a complicated issue that they are having to figure out. So unfortunate, because I would really love to put some lights and lanterns and things outside my house, but I think they're working towards it. So someday we can. So they're going to be working on more endeavors, more cultures coming to our neighborhoods. Very exciting. I like the endeavors. I mean, if you're in an active neighborhood, endeavors are great. If you're not in an active neighborhood, you probably hate them. But I highly suggest trying to find a guild or something, because guild endeavors go super quick. So here's where they're talking about layouts, import, export. So this is where I could basically, if you guys want this in your home, I could upload it to whatever server, and then you guys can import it. So this is neat. It says, if you've built a holiday room and want to simply take down your decorations, it's simple to swap back to your normal decor. That's awesome, because I did put like a Christmas tree in my house. I made one. It would be nice to just swap it back to a normal decor when the holidays are done. If you're about to embark on a major redesign, you can export your current layout and use it as a save point. Very cool too. I feel like you could redecorate a room several times and save every layout and then go back to them when you feel like it. It's also a way for you to decorate more if you want to. If you want a house for different characters, layouts let you build one for each and swap between them as desired. That is cool. So basically, you know what? My druid can have her druid home. My mage can have her mage home. I love this. I really hope they are able to implement that. I think that's a great feature. If you make a build guide, you can include example layouts for people to pull apart and understand, which is cool. So this is a neat option too, right here. Kind of what I said earlier. If you want to change your hallway without having to redo the rooms on the end from scratch, just export them and re-import with your new hallway. So you could basically go through and, get rid of a room, like save your room, then get rid of it, try a different layout, and then you can re-import that room, which is, this is such a good feature. So currently they're looking for layouts to work on a room by room basis, an exterior plot, and a whole dang house basis, a whole dang house. They're also exploring some other finer grained options here. So you might be able to import an entire home, which would be kind of crazy. If you love your friend's house, really great at decorating, you don't love decorating, but you want a house like that, you just import their entire house. Another important note is that when you import a layout, you don't need to own all the decor, but you will need to have any necessary rooms or houses unlocked. Okay, so your house has to be the level that you can have those rooms. That makes sense. But what does this mean by you don't need to own all the decor? Will it just not show up? It must just not show up. Okay, if I would have just kept reading, it says, we'll try our best to make the import work, leaving out objects you don't own, not coloring objects you don't have the dye for. So that might complicate things. I wonder if when you're going to import a house, is it going to tell you need 10 dyes? Because I have used the Horde Red dye probably 20 or 30 times in my home. So you're going to have that Horde Red dye in order to get the colors that I have. All right, let's scroll down. They're going to talk about bringing your pets into your home. Very cool. I can't wait for this. I hope this is going to be good. So what's a home without a cute and fluffy or oddly tentacled or precisely machined friend to come back to after your adventures? In a future update, we'll be able to place almost any of your collected pet. Yeah, they're going to have a limit. They're going to have a limit on it. To do so, you'll place a pet bed decor item, and from its customization menu, you'll be able to select a pet as well as whether it should stay still or wander around. So where's the pet bed item? Do we see it in this picture? I don't really see a pet bed in here, but maybe Maybe I'm blind. I don't know. But there'll be like a pet bed option, and then you can set that down. You'll probably click on it and say, I want to assign this pet to it, and then they'll pop into your house, which is pretty cool. When we launch pets as decor, they'll be placeable both inside and out. Cool, but pathing will only work inside. There's more work to be done on exterior pathing, and that will be enabled future down the line. Pets will not be limited to the amount you own, assuming you have at least one collected. If you want to go full-on cat person with a bunch of black tabby cats, we won't stop you. Oh, so you can like duplicate your pet. Basically, you can own one and then just duplicate it a million times. It's going to be chaotic. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be so chaotic. Pets will have their own limit on placement, separate from decor limits, to prevent performance problems with hundreds or thousands of tiny things wandering around you. Okay, so they will have their limit. They will have a limit. You won't be able to put 1,000 tiny tabby cats, but you will be able to put like, I don't know, whatever the limit is. Lastly, a very small number of pets will not be placeable due to various concerns, some technical and some functional. So we won't be able to have all of our pets in our house, which that's fine. I'm just excited to have some. You can see there's like a little cat here on the couch and everything is pretty cool. So one more thing before they go, we're also in the early stages of something we're calling showcases, which gives players a way to submit their houses to an either timed or themed showcase. Ooh, as well as browse and visit houses that have already been submitted. While visiting a house in a showcase, if you like it, you can leave an upvote. At the end of the showcase, the houses with the most upvotes will earn a small trophy. Oh my God, there's a housing competition. Y'all better get in your houses and start going crazy. There's going to be a housing competition. Our goal is to give players an easy way to check out interesting houses in a central in-game location for inspiration. Going a little further to enable easy sharing of your home, we're also going to implement visitor codes, which lets you generate time-limited codes that can be shared to allow other players to visit directly. Okay. It's important to note that when you submit to the showcase or a visitor code is generated, we're going to snapshot your house, and that snapshot will be used to spin up a new instance. So if you've ever played any other cozy game, like Palia has this, where you can go visit other houses, you upload it to this board and people go to the board and they can visit your house. Same thing. Whatever you've done to your house at that moment is what people visit. This means you're free to redecorate without worrying about someone showing up mid remodel and your place being a mess. Yeah, when you upload it to the server, basically that is a house that people will see even if you change it afterwards. Also, players are not entering your space. They're going into a blank space of your house. So if you're in your house, you're not going to see people in your house. We're also experimenting with a guest book as part of this, where players can leave pre-written notes. Oh God. Chaos. This is chaos. Pre-written notes for the owner. When the owner logs in, they'll be able to see who visited and left notes. If y'all visit my house and you leave me nasty notes, I'm banning you. No, I'm just kidding. But can you imagine the chaos that will happen with these pre-written notes? It says this is just a quick look at what we're working on right now, but there's so much more coming your way in the coming months and years with housing. As things come online and firm up, we'll be sharing more. So years, I'm so excited. In the meantime, keep your feedback coming and send along any concerns you have, what excites you, and definitely keep sharing your amazing builds. So this is very exciting. I'll give you guys a little peek here. If you made it to the end of the video, you're getting a peek of my library build, my dragon library. What do you guys think of all these changes? I think some of them are pretty cool. They're really diving in deep with housing. They're going to make this a feature that we're going to stay in for a very, very long time. So thank you guys so much for all the support on the channel lately. I hope you're enjoying my little videos. Look at my transmog. I actually am obsessed with this red right now. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out today. I hope you have a wonderful one, and I will see you next time. Bye.